beauties and bows, welcome back to my channel. I'm Jennifer of Custom Chic, and if you're new here, let me be the first to welcome you. Welcome to another edition of Vlogmas. My channel usually focuses on fashion, travel, and overall lifestyle, so if that is the kind of content that you're into, then I would encourage you to subscribe, share, like. I typically upload every Wednesday and every Friday, but right now we're uploading every day in December, so you are in for a special treat. I am actually sitting in on a podcast above the bar with two of my favorite people in Houston, and then we are also making some holiday cocktail ideas. So we're going to be discussing things above the bar, we're all attorneys, and then bar for the actual cocktail portion. So come on, let's go do this.
Hey guys, and welcome to Above the Bar, where every week we share some of our fun drinks, cocktails, libations, conversations on topics that you may be familiar with, you may not be familiar with, all with a legal twist, but always tons of fun.
Yes.
So of course, I'm Corey, this is
Kyra,
and today we have a special guest, Jen.
You guys may have seen Jen before.
Guest feature.
She's definitely been on with us before, but it was virtually, so this time we have her live and in person.
Yes, I'm happy to be here. Hi,
She's staying at my house, so don't worry about social distancing.
right.
And I have taken the COVID test. So.
Me too.
Right, so we're all
three
safe.
of us have.
Right,
Yeah.
we're all safe. Yeah. So Jen, tell us about yourself, your podcast, where people can find you.
Yes, so my Instagram handle is customs_chic. You can find me there. I am actually in the middle of Vlogmas, so that means a video for 25 consecutive days in the month of December. Ooh. So if you're looking for me on the YouTubes, you can find me on Custom Chic. There's no underscore on that one, but trust me, plenty of content. Come see me, talk to me, DM me, make comments. I like people. Let's talk.
So she's another foodie slash drinky. Can we go on?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know what the word is for that.
I like drinking.
So of course, how could we not invite her on our podcast where we are sharing our favorite libations? And right now in the month of December,
you forgot,
Christmas.
She's also a lawyer. So.
Oh yeah, of course. All of our, a lot of our friends are lawyers.
Yes.
So we're always bring a legal twist, but tons of fun. So this is going to be a fun one, and we have to have a
drum roll, please. So Corey made today's cocktail, and I had a little taste. Let me tell y'all, this drink might go down fast because it is delicious. But Corey, tell us what you made.
Okay, so today we have a cranberry crown cocktail. And you can use crown, you can use makers. I use makers because that's kind of mine of preference.
Yes.
But it's a really fun, you can drink it like a martini. You can probably even have it as a shot. But it's super easy, as all Christmas cocktails should be. And what I want to encourage everybody, and we always used to talk about this, take some time. You can make some ingredients yourself. When you see a recipe, you don't have to rely on the simple syrup from the store. Simple syrup is water and sugar.
You can make that. If I can make that and I don't cook, you can make that.
You can make it. Equal parts water and sugar. Boil it down some. You're sweetening the sugar, and then you can just store it. Today I've made some cranberry simple syrup. So not only the two parts, right? You get two fun things. You have simple syrup that you can store and use, and it's sweet, and now it has a little cranberry flavor, right? But now you have garnishes.
There you go. Yeah, that's true.
For you.
Everybody loves a pretty drink.
Yeah, everybody loves a pretty drink, and cranberries are really tart. So the simple syrup, letting it infuse with some of that sweetness, helps make it a garnish you can actually enjoy. So.
Oh, Kyra's drinking already. Oh, well, she didn't even cheers. Look at that.
Well,
I'm sorry.
I was tasting for quality assurance.
No, there you go. There you
go.
Just
so everyone knows, in this drink, there's Maker's Mark, the simple syrup, the cranberry simple syrup, and some cranberry juice because we want some consistency and flavor, and then just some gingerberry you top it with. So
gingerberry.
And don't be intimidated by making the simple syrup. It's not that hard. Well, I'll make sure Corey posts her recipe for making it. And simple ingredients, but for a Maker's Mark cocktail, it is very smooth. It's not that like whiskey. Ooh, no, it's very, very good. So cheers to you, Corey, on this one.
And it's super festive. So, you know, it's a quick way to throw something together. Kind of tastes like your old classics.
Okay, so I prefer really sweet drinks. I'm always the girl who's going to ask for extra simple syrup at the bar, but this actually fits the bill, so kudos.
And then you can sneak in all the alcohol you want to because people taste it sweet. They don't know what you really did in the kitchen, but if you know me, you know what I did.
So, disclaimer, if this episode, you know, tends to get a little lively towards the end, you know who to blame.
They make the drinks today. So, there we go.
This is a great holiday gift idea recipe.
You know, and holiday gifts.
Yes,
I was in the liquor store today, and I was thinking about all the times that I have something at my house. I like to entertain. I like for people to come over. And you either have BYOB or people gift you a present. Oh, so sweet. They bring a bottle of something. But I had a little flashback, some horrible flashbacks, some Christmas nightmares of when people BYOB, which is bring your own beverage, or they bring a beverage drink, and it's whack, y'all.
Like, so what she's saying is, if you go to a place or a house party or something, and it's a BYOB, bring a beverage or alcohol that you like to drink. Don't come bringing something cheap that you just want to come show face and have something and drink somebody else's alcohol.
To play devil's advocate, what if that person likes, I don't know, Mad Dog 2020? Is that faux pas?
No, what I'm saying
you
is
can
don't
bring
something and then drink somebody else.
Got it.
Okay, because you bought something cheap.
Yes.
That's all I'm saying.
So just don't get it like
what you want to drink.
The drink is your ticket, but it's not your ticket to drink somebody else's superior beverage.
Yes,
right.
Got
bring
it.
your
I was trying to clarify, y'all.
beverage. Bring what you are committing yourself to drink. Don't come and be impressed by the Maker's Mark after you brought the Parmesan. That was your drink of choice. You brought your own beverage. Don't come in my house and drink my Moet. You brought cupcake. That's fair. Which has literally happened.
It has happened.
You have brought your beverage.
That's fair.
Don't leave the cupcake in my house. Take it with you. I don't want the cupcake.
Isn't that kind of like Indian giving? You also don't want to bring a drink. No one drinks your bottle and then you bring it back with you.
But if you yourself don't drink your own bottle, then that should tell you something.
Yes. That's just like bringing the potato salad with raisins in it and then leaving it. Oh no, that's yours. You can return home with it. Don't leave it for me to figure out how to throw away or store.
That's true.
Take your nasty food and your cheap drinks.
Oh, if somebody makes like that,
take it home. It's yours. In fact, I suggest that you have a plate full of that with your nasty beverage, and that is your meal for the day and your drink.
See. Oh my God. I wouldn't go that far, but
your own beverage.
Along the lines of gift giving, it is the holiday season.
Yes.
And what I'm hoping that the government will give us is hopefully a stimulus relief package, which they are hoping will come through on the 18th, which is tomorrow.
Okay.
And it is supposedly supposed to be for $900 billion. And they want something that can directly go to people. So we will see. I don't really know. I'm not going to hold my breath, but I am hopeful. They're really saying that both sides are pushing for it. So
I think this time is the time they're going to do it. Unfortunately, you know, I'm a small business attorney. I think all of us work with businesses, and it's just been catastrophic for businesses, especially because the aid relief that they gave is when we thought it was going to be like a before the summer thing, and then they like ignored companies, they ignored individuals, families that are starving, kids that are starving for months and months and months, and then it's like, oh, we're going to give you a $600 check. Or I think it's important to add the stimulus package, to the stimulus package, but $1,200, when I say my bills eat it like this, like for lunch, like, this is so good, girl. Why don't you get some more of that their money and throw it at me too? You know, so I'm kind of embarrassed. Other countries have been way more proactive, and then the fact that we're waiting to the last minute, to the last session of Congress for the year, to get this done, and it still feels like a mystery. I try to read up on what's actually in the package, and it feels like such closed doors, like $600 check.
And I think the only reason why they're actually pushing for it now more so than before is that they know that they're all going back home to their comfortable homes and they're going to be comfortable, and people are like, well, you as my representative cannot go home and be extra comfortable during the holidays where there's business owners losing. I mean, literally closing up shops. California just had another shutdown for 3 weeks. So it would behoove the government, so hopefully they sign it tomorrow, to do something that is going to be actually beneficial for business owners and just their constituents, because I can't have someone in office who is just going to continually be comfortable while I'm trying to like scramble for scraps, especially during the holiday season.
I don't know. I think certainly the economy needs a boost, and when they start getting the numbers back about the GDP, when it comes to how much people spend for the holidays, you can't spend what you do not have. And I take that back. People do it all the time. You can't spend what you do not have.
Credit, but
it is called credit. But when you don't have the credit is exhausted. And when you're deciding about gifts for your kids and keeping the lights on, you have to make tough decisions. So unfortunately, it's going to be it's going to be a new kind of Christmas for a lot of people. And I hope that it brings people together, but more than anything, I hope it makes people reevaluate the people you just kind of check a box, whether that's Democratic or Republican, or always vote for this person.
That is true.
No, challenge them, write them. Take some time on your day off to contact your senator and say, this has been baloney. And I have, after eating several bologna sandwiches, don't like bologna.
And I do want to make a plug for those who are in Atlanta. Please go out and vote.
Absolutely.
I'm sorry, not Atlanta. Georgia. I always,
but still, Atlanta, Georgia, y'all too.
Everyone that is in Georgia, please go out and vote. This upcoming election in January is crucial to the House and the Senate, and who's going to maintain power, who's going to get power, if it's going to stay to the Republicans, or hopefully, fingers crossed, the Democrats can take over controlling the presidency swing, the majority rule with regards to that. And also with regards to my small business owners, I know we're relying on the government for this relief, but Yelp is coming through a little bit, and they are donating $10 million to banks who specialize in servicing underprivileged communities. However, they're only reaching out to banks in LA, New York City, and Memphis and Nashville. So if you're in those areas, I would definitely make sure you're reaching out to banks to see what resources they have for you guys that Yelp is trying to push through. So.
And I would say Yelp, Chick-fil-A has a huge initiative for underserved communities. Bank of America, I've seen a lot of corporate entities step up, try to reach out and make long-lasting connections with underserved communities. So don't forget those resources, and don't assume that you won't qualify. Take the time to apply. I know I got a grant for my law firm from Google, and it came with ad credit, so it wasn't a huge grant, but hey, it was something. It was something.
And then the ad credit is also invaluable, so to speak, right? It's something that you can definitely
bring more business.
Exactly,
So don't just assume you don't qualify. Put it out there. I'm not saying put all your hopes and dreams on it and your next mortgage payment on it, but put it out there. See if you apply. If you don't apply, you guarantee you will not get it. That's a sure guarantee that if you will get it or not is if you don't apply. So congratulations to some of those great companies that are putting out there, but I hope this is the start of continuing to do it, because now we know, like, people always assume, well, they don't have money to dedicate to this, and then if you get dedicated in COVID, you already had this money.
Exactly. I mean, you're right. Now it's just been earmarked, it's always been there, but now it's just been earmarked to help other businesses. So I would say, I mean, no is because if you don't apply, the answer is always going to be no. So put yourself out there. You never know, like she said, it may be a small amount monetarily, but you never know what other leads you'll be able to get and what other benefits. So ad placement on Google, I mean, come on, who uses anything but Google?
Y'all know everybody isn't really in the giving or the paying spirit.
That's true. That's true.
So as a parent, I'm not in the giving spirit. We're going to go back to some, I'm going to give them Yule logs. What are those things? I'm giving my kids Yule logs for Christmas.
Well, thankfully I don't have any children, but I do have nieces and nephews. So I'm like, how's this Christmas going to look? But these businesses, like, some are giving a lot and some clearly don't even want to pay people that they should be paying. So apparently the Grammys made a request to Tiffany Haddix for her to host the Grammys and didn't want to pay her. Furthermore, they didn't want to pay for her, you know, getting her wardrobe or her makeup or hair, anything like that for her to host. They just like, hey, you should do this for free.
Well, they said for exposure, but the response initially was that we never pay, which may be true. But just because you're not going to pay me in cash, if you're paying me in exposure, it shouldn't cost me either.
Right.
I shouldn't have to get here, get there, get my hair and makeup done, preparing for a feature like that is expensive.
It is.
And you should at least cover those costs because one, somebody's probably over there doing makeup in here. So
so I do know that being a host of the Grammys or something of that caliber does definitely launch someone's career, right? You probably catapult from maybe I'm not calling Tiffany Haddix a C celebrity, but what I'm saying is it will catapult you from one level to another. Yeah. But to piggyback on Corey's point, that does not now mean that I should not be compensated or I should come out of pocket for lending the talents that I already had. Right? So like you saw the value in me. And now it's like, oh, we'll just come do it for free because it's the Grammys.
But the guy, I don't know if he's the president or CEO, he came and apologized and he said that was not how it was supposed to go down. The booking person, whoever spoke with her.
Okay, what part wasn't supposed to go down like that? Her not being paid or just the delivery?
So, no, the delivery, and I don't think she was supposed to, the way it sounded to me, his presentation was they were supposed to pay for her expenses.
Okay.
And so I think that they were true, but so that's what I always, it's kind of like when you talk to like somebody in customer service, you say, let me speak to the supervisor. Because some people will try to diminish you and demean you, and they're not even the person in power. Like, you're just a peon. Like, I may be a A-B, whatever, celebrity, but you're nobody.
Exactly.
You're an employee. So for you to make the executive decision to underpay me or that it's a favor to me in my career, you found me, and I think there's a blogger who did a great post about it, but you found me because I have some exposure. It's not like you found me.
Exactly. They didn't pull her from it,
from nothing.
In the corner in the street, and then you came and discovered me. I have a whole career of movies with A-list celebrities. I'm an A-list celebrity in my own right. And so it's not that much of an honor to me to do something for free, nor do I think they would ask Ellen to do it for free, or another non
person of color,
non-minority person would not get that same request, or if they did, they would package it way different, not like here's your favor for the year, here's your blessing,
so you should want to do this for us. Like that's not the right mentality. Even if you are giving someone an opportunity, that's not the way that you go about it. That's not the way that you go about asking that person to, not only expend their time, but like you said, their expenses that they'll have to incur to get it together. So I don't know, that was trash. I haven't heard her response yet. I don't think she's given a response yet after they issued that apology.
After the apology,
she hasn't issued a statement or whatnot. So I don't know if she's going to do it or not. I don't know if they cleaned it up and maybe packaged it much better. But I did think it was interesting that whoever that president or CEO is, I don't know the proper title, sorry, that he is a black male. And so from one black person to another, I'm sure he was just like, to the booking person, why the hell was like, really, in the midst of all this, that's how you do this?
Well, and it's a public relations faux pas. And so, the way you say things is so super important. And so you can't just assume that the way you are going to proposition someone, they should like or should accept. You should be professional and consistent however you talk to people. So if you wouldn't say that to whomever, an A-list celebrity, don't try to present it to someone else, because people make friends, people talk, and especially after like the Harry Weinstein things, like people say, okay, how did they present that to you, or what did they offer you? And so then people know, and you get the bad reputation for being inconsistent or trying to belittle someone who doesn't deserve it.
Now, I kind of want to switch topics a little bit. Called that Kenneth Walker. Well, first shout out to Tyler Perry, who did donate $100,000 to Kenneth Walker. You may not know who he is by name, but that is Breonna Taylor's boyfriend. And the reason why he donated this money to him is because he is in a civil suit against the officer. I think his name is Jonathan. I can't remember his last name. But the officer who got shot from the Breonna Taylor incident, and he's suing her boyfriend because he said that he's had severe trauma, emotional distress, severe anxiety because of his gunshot wound that he survived because of the inappropriate execution of the warrant that they did in murdering Breonna Taylor. I was gonna say illegal, but that's a whole nother topic and issue.
Cheers to that,
So I'm just appalled that he's seriously suing this gentleman, and that his legal Like, that's really what you want. Like, you survived. Sorry, first of all, you are alive in the first place.
Right.
You survived a gunshot wound to the leg, whereas you inappropriately executed the search warrant, illegally executed the search warrant, killed this young lady.
Right.
And they didn't know who y'all were. Y'all didn't knock and announce who you were. So if he shot himself, defense,
first of all,
you still alive.
You know what? You have to take your win. Your win is you're not in prison.
Right. You're still alive.
And you should go with that win.
Right.
No one, we're from Texas, and there's some legislation to try to get it to be like you can't defend your homestead. But I'm here in my house, sleeping.
Right.
If something comes to you while I'm sleeping in my house, or they said maybe they weren't sleeping. I'm in my house. I'm in my bed. I'm comfortable. It's the middle of the night. I'm afraid. You bust in.
Yeah, it was a natural reaction to anyone who was in their home, right? That whole protect your castle doctrine that we learned in law school, that like you have the right to defend your home. Your home, whether you're sleeping or not, is really irrelevant, right? To me anyway. You come here, we don't know who you are, you're shooting. Our first, like, just forget about like just semantics and just like legalese. Just person like, okay, well, I'm gonna bust back.
Well, that's what shooting first. If somebody busts in your house, you're like terrified.
Exactly.
They didn't announce who they were. Right. And then if you listen to the video, because where was their recording that proved that they knocked and announced, right?
Right.
They only had the recording after they finished.
Right.
And then they tried to present it. The cops like, he just guns blazing, like, who wants to get in a shootout with the police?
No one.
I'm not Tony Sosa.
Right.
I'm not like, ooh, just wait till the cops come. Knock on my door. Bam, 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 bam.
Right. That's not a thing.
And furthermore, as a police officer, I'm sorry, it is a reasonable expectation that you may get shot on the job. I'm not saying that it's right for police officers to get shot on the job.
Yeah, we're not.
But it's a reasonable expectation.
Yeah. I mean, especially if you're fire.
But especially if your expectation, because the way y'all went in was as if this was some very violent, very dangerous person.
Yes.
So your expectation should have been that based on how y'all acted, was that it was reasonable that you were going to get gunfire back. Because if y'all didn't think or whatever, then you wouldn't have approached it how you did. It's some BS, but whatever, it's reasonable to expect that you are going to get shot as an officer. You didn't get shot like something that's super detrimental. You got shot in the leg.
Well,
and you want to claim severe trauma, emotional distress, all this other bullshit. Like, that just doesn't make any sense. Like, because you got shot, bro, like, you... Like,
I mean, Breonna Taylor doesn't have that luxury to claim that, you know, she has emotional
What about her boyfriend who has trauma?
It's like, I'm sorry, the fact that you're alive and can say these things, you're winning. You're not doing bad. Right?
Well, and I think that we just, over time, the priorities of police have shifted.
Yes.
It's over things. It's one thing if you thought that she had kidnapped and there was a young child and, you know, there was someone in imminent danger.
Right.
But you came because you thought someone sent packages of drugs.
Yeah. Right.
So why would you even, someone would even have to be there? Because you did a stakeout right before you barged in. Why would someone have to be there if your real intent was to confiscate the packages supposedly being sent, even though the USPS confirmed that no packages with this man's name on it had been sent to Breonna Taylor? So why would you go in guns blazing or guns drawn or in the middle of the night to confiscate some packages?
Yeah, it doesn't make sense. Like, make it make sense. That math is not.
If somebody should be claiming emotional distress and severe trauma, I feel like it should be Kenneth Walker.
Agreed.
For the incident that he had to endure and watching his girlfriend die right before him, and the trauma even, you know, if it had been arrested. That's what I'm saying. Like, the whole trauma of the whole scenario. Like, I'm hoping that he's in there because I would need it. You know what I'm saying? Shortly after an incident like that. Like, so y'all, and then on top of that, to make not even injury to insult, I wish there were another word for it, but to then come and sue him. Like, and what civil suits are for money. Like, you're not going to sue someone civilly unless you can recover money. So now at this point, it's like you're just trying to make a point, because I don't think he would have the money to pay out whatever it is you're trying to go for. So what's your point?
Well, I mean, why not sue the police department? They send you in that assignment, right? Like, but for that assignment, you would not have been in that position. So everybody knows, and this is another point too to the lawyer who actually filed this complaint, like, you sue the big pockets. right? You don't sue.
Go for the money.
Yeah.
What
is the point
of
trying to make?
Judgment proof.
Right. Exactly. So
unless he's trying to force him into some confidentiality statement.
Maybe it could be a real power move. You never know. I mean, people have done things for less, but it doesn't make sense that he would file the lawsuit and then claim all this emotional distress and all these things. It's like, but you're not even thinking about the actual person whose girlfriend's life you took. So, I mean, in that sense, your emotional distress is probably,
minuscule or
correct. Yeah, that was a really good word. I was looking at that. Yes, it is minuscule compared to what he's going through. So, no, I'm sorry. Next, I don't buy it.
Next.
Well, on a good note.
I was about to drink.
Let me put it down before I go.
And I typically drink fast, so I was over here like, let me babysit. But then I looked to the right and all I saw was cranberries, and I was like, I'm not doing
this. Let me just say, I outdid myself. This is delicious.
It's delicious. It's delicious.
If you guys try it, please reach out to us. Let us know how you like it. If you have questions about how to make it or how to make any of our cocktails, please reach out and let us know.
Or if you make it with a little variation. Like, I feel like there should be like a herb in here. Maybe like a rosemary.
Oh, no, not a herb. I would put some mint in it if I was.
Oh, mint. Okay, yes.
Cranberry
I would
mint.
Definitely put some mint in it. I made some.
Oh, I was just about to say it.
I made some cranberry sauce. For the fresh cranberry sauce, I put some mint in it and change the game. It will change the game.
I wanted, co-sign, but I wasn't here.
It was delicious. But we don't want to end on a bad note. We want to end on a good note.
Yes.
So on a good note, Mackenzie Scott, I believe is her last name.
Yes.
She's the ex-wife of Jeff Bezos. I don't like when people say Jeff Bezos' ex-wife Mackenzie. No, her name is Mackenzie.
Right.
That
was a part she played in her life.
If you don't know who she is, I'll just say and no, she's Jeff Bezos' ex-wife. But she donated like $130,000 to HBCU. So
million.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I was like a
million.
I know 40 went to Morgan State. Another like
50 went to
PV.
Prairie View A&M.
Where is FAMU?
I don't know. I feel like FAMU is just not. It's like I haven't heard our name.
I'm write Mackenzie a letter. I'm going to write Mackenzie a letter, but certainly she is focusing in on underprivileged, underserved nonprofits and communities to make sure she has an impact. She's looking at what they've done historically.
Yes.
And I think it's such an amazing thing because some people in a divorce would get I think she got $10 billion.
Yeah.
And in this recent, she's given away, she's done huge giveaways before, but in this recent one, she gave away $4 billion.
Wow.
So some of this is earmarked for underserved communities,
right?
But she's trying to play a huge part. And can you imagine, the generosity saying, I don't need all of this. But I want to make a huge impact. I know she's a writer. Obviously, she's a philanthropist.
Right.
But isn't that what giving is all about?
No, that's awesome.
You don't need in the excess.
And I want to say, I've seen some people make comments and they're like, oh, well, it's a tax write-off for her. I mean, to a certain degree it is, but she's gone above and beyond that tax write-off. Like, she is genuinely, from what it comes across, like Corey says, like, giving out of abundance and saying, like, I don't need all of this, and really trying to bless and help other people. So don't discredit her just because you want to say, oh, it's a tax write-off.
And then so what?
Well, you know what?
She can give it to anything
because money's still gone.
Well, not just that, but very rich people, billionaires, have very smart tax attorneys, tax accountants. If they don't want to pay, they get very creative ways.
That is very true.
And it's not philanthropy. They can just take a business loss. They can invest in something in Abu Dhabi. They can put it in a Swiss bank account.
And it's not. To your point, she doesn't have to give in that amount to get the tax write-off.
She's gone above
and beyond. And it's always people who don't have the thousands, right? That always worried about what the millionaires are doing.
She's a billionaire. And what other billionaire do you hear about giving in this quantity? Right? Because often it's like, oh, it's mine. I need it. Legacy. And she's using her legacy to impact others. So I think it's a beautiful thing. And it puts you in a Christmas mood. Like my drink.
This really does put me in a Christmas mood.
Jingle bells.
She's in.
Oh, okay. Well, what's your favorite Christmas or holiday song? Since we're ending on a good note.
I like that Mariah Carey song. All I Want for Christmas.
Oh, that's a good one. I like Jingle Bell Rock. Like
that's a good one.
Not any variation, but I do like Jingle Bells Rock.
Well, you know what?
Jingle bells.
That song,
Jingle bells.
Diane Hathaway, what is that? Hang up the
Mistletoe. Oh, that was good. Yeah, that was good.
My mom makes me dance to that every Christmas, so it's kind of played at my house. She makes me do a song and everything. So
That's a good one though.
I was gonna say Santa baby.
Oh, that's good.
That one. Oh, is that the one we were listening to last night? And we were listening to the words for the first time, and we're like,
no. That was
guys.
Oh yeah, definitely. We used
listen
to
to the lyrics of some of these old
Carol.
songs. You'll be like.
Like my aunt would make us carol, and she would print out words, and we'd be like, "Oh my, oh my, clutch my pearl."
Right, yeah, this is a lot.
Crazy. Yeah, must have been written when there was like the Black Plague or something. Crazy words.
Listen, look at the lyrics, listen to the words, and let us know if you found anything in there that was a little bit suspect.
And tell us, because we'll be ready next week with another Christmas cocktail. And New Year's is coming up too, so we have to talk about New Year's cocktails too.
Oh yeah.
So hopefully this is bringing a little warmth to your quarantine Christmas season.
Yeah,
definitely
should.
We look forward to seeing you every week.
Yes, at Above the Bar.